Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the atmospheric world around us, and as expected, Western European leaders mainly now complain about the 28 points presented by current US administration and President Donald Trump, points for the proposal how to end the conflict in Ukraine. And as I said in one of my previous video entitled that these are the points of reality, because we should call them like this, that they resemble the situation at the front line, and then that's it. And if someone doesn't want to see it, it means either this person is agent of the influence of someone, or this person is simply stupid and lives in the imaginary mumbo-jumbo world. That's it, nothing else. And these European leaders, Western European leaders especially, are seemingly living in their imaginary mumbo-jumbo world, nothing else, because now they claim that they want to accept these 28 points for peace. But as I said, honestly, they are completely in line with the current reality at the front line, that Ukraine is horribly exhausted, destroyed, and simply, despite the fact it's a trench war, there are many analogies with the First World War, called Great War until Second War happened. There are many analogies, it's a trench war, but we see that Ukraine doesn't have enough, especially manpower, to keep the front line for much longer, and soon it will collapse completely, and Russia will progress and gain more and more territories. That's it, because there is no one to stop them, and we know the disproportion in population, economy, and military strength between Ukraine and Russia. After almost 4 years of full-scale conflict war, the trench war, there is even much less on the Ukrainian side than on the Russian side, because Russians activated their own military industry productions. Ukrainians heavily rely on the Western help, and this is the problem. And of course there is corruption, because we know that even recently Dutch newspapers were writing that Hummers, the armed vehicles that Ukraine was given by Americans, were found in the among guerrilla groups in Burma, nowadays Myanmar, and were also found in cartels, paramilitary groups close to the border between US and Mexico. So we see that corruption also weaken Ukrainian military potential, but the ones who know the reality in Ukraine are completely not surprised with this, what's happening, and that is why these points, I still think that they are act of mercy for Ukrainians with respect to their current situation, all of this corruption and other stuff that happened. And as we see, completely disconnected reaction of especially Western European leaders, who were not able to form land army to stress Russia, to scare Russia, to stop this military aggression against Ukraine. Because when Mr. Macron some time ago said that UK, Germany and France can deploy 30,000 of land forces, sorry, everyone who knows military, we wanted to laugh. Because Western Europe, especially in recent years, decades, in fact, heavily relying on US support and protection. And at the end of the day, they didn't develop enough land forces. There was no proscription in these countries and so on. No conscription, not proscription, no conscription. And the problem is that if you are naval power like France, England, you can defend yourself with fleet and air force. But Russia, because of the geography, is a land power. And to defeat land power, you need another land power. And countries of Western Europe, of European Union, are definitely at the moment not land powers. Like it was in the Second World War, just the most ungrateful and the heaviest task from the Allied side was put on the Soviet Union. Great land army just fight and push back German soldiers. Just involve in the action with you more and more German land forces, because fleet and so navy and air force, allies, Brits and Canadians, US, we will deliver and we will bomb German cities and we will deal with their fleet and their air force. But their horribly powerful land forces, you are the one to deal with. And Soviets, of course, with incredible costs in humans, equipment and the country, they did it. But you see, to defeat land power, one needs another land power to do it. If one doesn't have land power, so land army, infantry, panzer divisions, armed vehicles, and so on, one cannot really press the land power Russia is. And Russians know that. That is why they completely didn't react on the declarations of Western European leaders. And in these 28 points we see that Western European countries have nothing to say. Exactly because of this. Because they neglected their land forces to the unacceptable extent. And now the time comes to pay for it. All the best. Have a nice day. Bye.